when he began doodling on the walls of his family manor, enchanting everyone with his magical creations. In those days, he later joked, I saw myself as another Michelangelo. But it didn't work that way. Mario was born in Daman on 2nd May 1926. He spent his childhood in his ancestral home in Lotoli, Goa, in a leisurely tapestry of reading, sports, music, and above all, sketching. His mother recognized the spark early on and enrolled him at the JJ School of Art in Mumbai. But the young lad had a mind of his own. Why be constrained by theory and history when he had the art in him? He walked away from art school, opting for a degree in literature at St. Xavier's College. But he never stopped drawing.
I started when I was very young. Even when I used to read the school books, I used to sketch in the margin and imaginary things. And school teachers, friends. These are all from my early childhood. But then later my mother used to give me sort of blank sketchbooks and encouraged me to keep a diary. And so I used to sketch almost every day, events of the day.
Mario was a very humble and peaceful person. I never ever heard him speaking against anyone, never any ill feeling towards anybody, always very kind, very peaceful. And with me as a child, because I'm 16 years younger to him, he was very gentle and took me all over the place wherever he used to go in the village. I still can't get into my mind how many works he actually did.
First of all, being my grand uncle, I had the chance to meet him personally a few times. He visited us in Alentejo, and I came to Goa on my own when I was around 23. I had come before and I started walking in Mario's place, our grandpa's family house. But then I wanted to discover this. I knew that he was an artist. I knew that he was very known and respected. But from these private meetings I had with him, he was a very simple and laid down person, and that's what he transmitted. Very familiar. He would love to listen to my stories, and he also took some time to talk to me in Portuguese, tell me about some nice times about my grandfather, my mother. He was so fond of Portugal, asking me about the Fado and Amalia, and he had this incredible memory. There's this great paint he did when he was visiting us in Alentejo. He went back to Goa and sent us this painting by memory. So he painted these white-washed walls of a church at dawn with a big moon. It's a mixture, you know, because I knew this was my village in Alentejo, but it had this Goan touch, this Mário touch.
By the time he graduated in 1949, Mario had 15 years of practice under his belt. One summer day, he set out to turn his diary habit into a career in Mumbai. He began freelancing for The Current and other papers, and hand-painting postcards of the city landmarks to make ends meet. Soon, the Times group of publications invited Mario to join the prestigious Illustrated Weekly of India.
I came to Bombay with the intention of doing my IAS so that I could join the civil service. So I joined St. Xavier's College and to do my BA. But fortunately I brought my diaries along and I wanted to make some extra pocket money. So I went around with these diaries and showed it to some of the editors. And one of the editors was D.F. Karaka of Courage magazine. He liked my work very much and he said, why don't I draw for Courage? Which I started doing. And I must say he was a great help and encouragement. I learned a lot through him. He was a very tough editor And whenever he didn't like any of my drawings, he used to just throw them in the waste paper basket. But if he did like them, he used to give me some extra money. So that kept me going. I made quite a bit of pocket money, and gradually I was offered a job in the Times, and so I gave up the idea of doing the IAS and stuck to cartooning.
I recall very clearly meeting Mário Miranda, and it was absolutely friendship at the first sight, where we gelled with each other. Initially, when I met him, he started showing me. I was curious exactly what he was doing. In due course, I realized he was a painter as well.
Mario was on his way to becoming a nationally renowned cartoonist, though not the typical political cartoonist. Feeling heckled by the political class, he decided to turn his lens to society. Fashions, crowded trains, music, films, and the aroma of Irani cafes. Mario was funny but never cruel. He believed in laughing with people rather than at them.
He had this way of looking at the world. He was essentially a social commentator about urban life. And later on, of course, he had also about Goan life itself.
In 1959, Mario traveled to Portugal, where he secured a scholarship from the Gulbenkian Foundation. He sketched merrily while he toured the country, and a year later sharpened his skills in London. He did cartoons for Lilliput and ITV and was featured in Punch.
Well, after I joined the Times, I got this urge to travel a bit. So I saved some money, enough money to buy a ticket. Got into a flight and went off to Lisbon actually. And in Lisbon, whatever work I had done here was very much appreciated, and the Gulbenkian Foundation gave me a scholarship, which was quite a lot of money, and I spent about a year in Lisbon, wasted most of that money going to cabarets, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot in life, I must say. That 1 year was not wasted entirely. In England, I had the opportunity to exchange views with the other cartoonists. They used to meet very often.
In 1963, Mario married Habiba Haidari in Mumbai, and they had 2 sons, Raul and Rishad. This period also saw the rise of Mario's cartoon characters to iconic status. Miss Fonseca, the boss and his crony Godbole, the fat corrupt politician Bandal Das and his sidekick Moon Swami, the glamorous Bollywood star Rajni Nimbupani and co-star Balraj Balram. For generations of Indians, these characters were more than ink on paper. They were a mirror to the nation's quirks. Even while Mario was enjoying the national spotlight, he missed the laid-back atmosphere of Goa and the freedom of diary sketching. So he penned vignettes of his homeland in the weekly and in his books like Goa with Love, delightfully capturing a cultural uniqueness that the world had never seen quite like this.
I was fortunate to buy the copyright of this Goa with Love. Mario's love for Goa, especially the social life, the fabric, and the lifestyle, he portrayed all these drawings in caricatures, cartoons, paintings and illustrations. He was getting close to it, but he could not complete it. So his friend Bal Munkur and I was involved during that time. We really pushed Mario to the limits. And he was fond of drawing all his processions and all. He loved to draw them. He coordinated and made sure all festivals were included also in this, like Carnival, Shigmo, and then those ghazal singings. He made a part of this book with his drawings and paintings, especially black and white, in Goa with Love.
He bears no malice. He's always looking at the funny side of things. You see, a lot of cartoonists have political or they have a certain ideology. Mario is looking at the funny things. And he captures the spirit of a place. Like he's captured the spirit of Bombay very well. He's captured the spirit of Goa. If he's taken to Germany, he captures the spirit of Germany. So that's what makes him very popular.
In 1979, Mario joined the Midday. Then, to make time to travel and hold exhibitions in India and abroad, he became a freelancer for the Afternoon Dispatch and Courier. From the boulevards of Paris to the religious sites of Jerusalem, his travelogues brought forth the sublime artistry of his pencil, pen, and brush. Mario was a passionate moviegoer. He also served as a creative assistant on the sets of The Sea Wolves, a war film shot in Goa. In 1983, director Shyam Benegal filmed Trikal in Mario's ancestral house, basing it loosely on a gripping story of the Miranda family.
I had the good fortune of meeting Mr. Mario Miranda a couple of times, and once was at a social dinner where we were sitting together and we were talking of what else but cinema. He was quite a cinema enthusiast, and of course we know his connection with two landmark films that were shot in Goa. Looks like he was the go-to man when it came to depicting Goa's culture and understanding what Goa was all about. The first film, of course, was The Sea Wolves, which released in 1980, but probably was made around 1979, which was based on a true story of German ships in Goa, where he was the creative assistant director on that film, which of course had a big star cast in the form of Roger Moore, David Niven, Gregory Peck. It was one of the biggest star casts assembled at that time.
What do you want, senor? I want you to use your influence to persuade the governor to have a reception.
And the other film which he had a close connection was Shyam Benegal's Trikal, which was shot in his own home. And of course, Trikal remains one of the most accurate portrayal when it comes to Goa and Goa's colonial history.
Mario collaborated with journalist friends like Behram Contractor and Vinod Mehta, and illustrated books by literary giants like Ruskin Bond, Dom Marias, and Manohar Malgonkar. Seeking to reinvest his skills in the community, he helped set up the Indian Institute of Cartoonists, Bangalore, and inspired a generation of designers, artists, and collectors. Mario added another feather to his cap when Air India and Goa's Kala Academy made cutouts of his creations. He was also proud that his drawings had transmuted into murals, adorning public buildings in Goa and elsewhere.
He was very supportive of my work right from the beginning, whether it was in Konkani or it was Fado, it was Portuguese. So it was always a pleasure to have Mario and Habiba in the audience at many occasions. The cutouts there remind me of Mario, also remind me of a concert that I had there where he came towards the end on a wheelchair. This was, I think, in 2011. And he made it a point, he said, I won't miss your concert. This was with guitarists from Portugal. It's like a reminder of that particular concert where despite all complications, he came to attend. And yes, when we sing at Kala Academy, it feels as if Mario is still watching.
By 1996, life had come full circle. Mario and Habiba said goodbye to Mumbai and retired to their home in Lotoli. But the artist in him didn't rest. He emerged as a guardian of Goa's heritage, playing a major role in the restoration of the iconic Reis Magos fort and the establishment of a museum of Christian art in Goa.
There were many people who were involved in the setting up of this museum, and one among them is Mario Miranda. As the convener of Goa State Chapter of Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage, also known as INTAC, he roped in INTAC New Delhi to come and support the museum project way back in the early 1990s. He also approached the Kalus Gulbenkian Foundation to be involved in this museum project. Both these institutions came on board and along with the Archdiocese of Goa and Daman helped in setting up this museum.
Mario's life contribution has been widely recognized and admired. He received the Goa State Cultural Award in 2008 and is the only Goan to have been conferred the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan. He also personified a cultural bridge between East and West. Recognition and honors poured in from Spain and Portugal as well. Even as age slowed Mario down, his wit remained sharp until 11 December 2011, when he passed away peacefully. India grieved, for an icon that had humored it for decades had fallen silent. Thankfully, Mario lives on through his art, from the bustling streets of Mumbai and the quiet joys of a Goan village, to the sophistication of Tokyo, Lisbon and New York.
He has inspired so many. So it's definitely going to be something that is going to remain as a legacy that Mario Miranda has left behind. It's also going to inspire people to take up arts. His work is so beautiful, and it's lovely when you see it in places, in public areas, you see it in souvenirs, because he captures details, and Mario lives on through his work.
Mario will be remembered for centuries, and it is an inspiration to most of the artists around the world to take a cue from him, how he mastered the art of portraits, caricature, drawings, painting, illustration. Basically, he had such an eye for detailing and making sense out of everything. For example, if he had to do a portrait, a Japanese would look like a Japanese, American would look like an American, Indian would look like an Indian, a European would look like a European. Those few lines here and there could make a difference in making a caricature, drawing or portraits. That was his mastery. He was a complete package, a complete artist. He will be remembered for centuries for his unique style of art.
He was definitely a people's person, and he could capture the essence of the world.
Mario's works remain a timeless window into a world where every doodle from his hand held a touch of magic.